This is Chris Lee of Southeastern 14, presented by Bearded Iris, here to go over SEC baseball scores and outcomes from, what would that be, April 23rd. That was Sunday, so we have now completed 6 weeks of SEC ball. Let's start in Knoxville, where Tennessee came into the weekend having lost 4 in a row, swept Vandy, scoring, what was it? Goodness. 31 runs, and I think 47 of Tennessee's 31 runs scored with 2 out and maybe 2 strikes also. The Vols just hit when it mattered. Vanderbilt did not do anything well from start to finish all weekend. Tennessee gets to Devin Futrell for 7 runs, though just 2 of those earned. The Vols get home runs in this one from Hunter Ensley. He hits 2. Griffin Merritt, he hits 1 after hitting 1 Friday night to win the game. I mentioned pitching as a theme for Tennessee time and time again. Drew Beam was excellent again. He gives up 2 runs, 1 earned in 6 2/3 innings. In fact, Tennessee got 3 good to fair starts this weekend, which is always a good thing to have in SEC play when teams are having trouble pitching. Anyway, the Vols now 8-10 and can see the water level again and firmly in the NCAA field of 64 as things speak. Now, Tennessee's going to have some work to host, and the schedule gets easier than it's been. Tennessee also plays very well at home, where it played very well all weekend. Vandy had a disastrous week. It lost 4 games, and 3 of those 4 were pretty lopsided. So long week for the Commodores, who will reset and face Kentucky next week. Okay, there were several thrilling finishes this weekend, and a couple came on Sunday. Probably the biggest one was in Oxford, where Ole Miss was in position to salvage a game, led, 6-4 coming into the 9th, and then a couple of home runs, or maybe just 1 home run. Who was it that hit that? That would have been Hayden Travinski, who you almost forget is on the team. He didn't play a lot this year, but Ole Miss had 2 outs and Mitch Morel on the mound. He had been kind of cruising until he got to around that high 40s pitch mark, and then it kind of fell apart with 2 outs, gave up a couple of base runners, and then Travinski hit kind of a no-doubt or 2 left. LSU hangs on and wins that one in 9 innings by a 7-6 score. And Christian Little started that game for the Tigers. He came out of the bullpen earlier in the year. He goes 5 1/3, gives up 3, all those earned. You'll take that start for sure in this run-scoring environment. And then Gavin Guidry, their freshman, who I guess is their closer now. He's only got 1 save. But anyway, Guidry cleans that one up in Oxford, and LSU is now 12-5 in the SEC. The Rebels, a disastrous 3-15. Who saw that coming? And even getting Hunter Elliott back didn't brighten spirits in Oxford, given that he pitched an inning and gave up 5 earned runs on Saturday. Okay, speaking of thrilling finishes, Mississippi State Auburn might have been the game of the day for drama, because State goes up early 7-0 after 3 innings. But State's issue all year has been pitching. It's gotten better lately, and you can say the same thing for Auburn. This was a white knuckler for both teams. It was, I believe Cole Foster gets a walk-off single in the 9th to take the lead there and win the game for Auburn. Mississippi State had made an error, I believe it was, in the top of the 9th to get a runner on. Auburn made an error at third base. I believe it would have been good grief, Bryson Ware. Yeah, ball hit to him. He stops it, can't find it. That allows the tying run to score, but again, Foster walks them off with a single in the bottom of the 9th. Stuff that stood out here, pitching-wise, nobody got it done. There were 8 guys who threw in this game. All of them gave up runs. But State keeps on hitting. Hunter Hines hit his 18th home run. Bryson Ware for Auburn, we mentioned the misplay. He also hit his 16th home run. I think that came late. McNairy hit a couple. LaRue hit his first of the year in a big spot for Auburn. So Auburn just gets big hits when it matters, takes the series from Mississippi State. I think all those were close games. Auburn ends the weekend a game ahead of State in the SEC standings at 7-11. Both teams still in the hunt for a regional, particularly Auburn. Both teams have got some work to do if they want to get here. Okay, our channel is sponsored by Bearded Iris. The Sylvan Supply location that they are in is home to Black Dynasty Secret Ramen House. You'll find a wide variety of comforting bowls of meaty and vegan-friendly ramen noodles with house-made noodles alongside weekly features, seasonal sides, salads, and desserts. Of course, Go there for your beer too. Bearded Iris is the proud sponsor of Southeastern 14. We appreciate their partnership. And if you are in the West Nashville area, go check them out and let them know we sent you. Okay, Kentucky salvaged one game of a 3-game series with an 8-1 win over Texas A&M. As has been the case for Kentucky all year, the pitching was good. It was a team effort. You had 5 guys throw. Zach Lee starts that game, gives up 1 run that was earned in 3 1/3 innings. For A&M, this familiar song, the pitching just kind of fell apart again. This time, Justin Lampkin, who's not been good in conference play, gave up 4 runs in 2 2/3 innings. As A&M tried to make a game of it, that kind of made it impossible. Matt Dillard gets the start, gives up 2 runs, both those earned. For Kentucky, the star of that one was Jackson Gray, who I think is a Western Kentucky transfer. He hits a triple and a home run, gets 3 hits, knocks in 4 runs, also walks. Kentucky's got a really balanced lineup. You don't hear us talk a lot about individual hitters, but Kentucky got 9 hits, and I'm looking down. It looks like 6 guys got those 9 hits for them, which is typical of the way Kentucky has hit the ball. The Cats also drew 6 walks in that one, also typical, stole a base. Emilian Petre stole that one. The Cats are sort of that team that puts it in play and makes you make a play, and they've won a lot of ball games that way and won another one that way on Sunday. Okay, final game we're going to wrap up today. Alabama goes to Columbia, Missouri, which we have noted many times is not an easy place to win. The Crimson Tide come out a 3-2 victor over Missouri. Logan Lunsford for Missouri was good in his start, goes 6 1/3, gives up 2 runs, both those earned. That wasn't good enough. Alabama's pitching, it seemed like from top to bottom, was good all weekend. Jacob McNairy gives Alabama a great start, 5 2/3 innings, 1 run that was earned. He strikes out 6. Cade Woods and Alton Davis finish that up with 3 1/3 innings to finish. Alabama now back to 500, 9-9 in the SEC. Absolutely a regional team at this point. We'll see if the Crimson Tide can maybe make a charge and get in the hosting mix. Certainly, I think the RPI puts Alabama in that territory. All right, speaking of hosting and all that stuff, we'll be doing an SEC bracketology. We don't really do regional projections because we're not telling you this team's going to Nashville and that team's going to Gainesville and so on. But we do try to line up the field and tell you which teams we think have got at-large resumes. I'll be working that today. This is Monday. Don't know that I'll have that done, but maybe we'll get that out Tuesday or Wednesday when I've done my homework. Thanks for watching. Hope you can catch that one. The best way to catch that, as well as the power rankings that we'll be doing too, will be to hit that subscribe button. And that way you can enable notifications and know when we do our next thing at the channel. Also hit the like button. That helps our analytics. I am Chris Lee of Southeastern 14 with your baseball recap for Sunday, April the 23rd. Thanks for watching. We will see you again soon.